Hey Gemini, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing our reading for the month of July, and I will be doing things a little bit differently this time in regards to the layout of the cards and how I present the information. And the reason is because I feel like as a collective, and I mean this is every sign, we're coming in like kind of fed up this month, kind of like just wanting something new, wanting to change, wanting something different. And I am like seeing a door, like this is in my mind's eye, a door that's opening up. There's a beautiful white warm light that's seeping through, and it's kind of like we have a fork in the road right now. We can choose to stay on the path that we're on, or we can choose to walk through that door. And I feel like this is like an opportunity for some people, most signs. I'm just getting that energy, and I've been wanting to do this reading for so long because I am feeling some kind of a shift. Like it just feels like so many people are just ready. Not everybody, but most. So, general reading. If this resonates, great. If it doesn't, just leave for those that need to hear it, because there is a group of people, right? This is like the collective that I'm getting that reading for, that kind of want to walk through that door. But regardless, whatever information I do give you, just try to place it in a way that makes the most sense in your life. So could be not the subject, but the theme and the message that wants to come across. So just kind of like be open-minded with some of these messages. But let's go ahead. Let's jump in, see what Gemini has in store for July. Like again, there's some kind of shift, some kind of change. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, that door that wants to open. It's, not everybody's going to want to cross it, and it's all free will, right? This is all about what you're comfortable with, what your lesson is, and this is like kind of like an option. Like this could be yours if you choose to walk through the door, and what that has in store for you is what you want to manifest. And I feel like there is a future that you see currently. And when it says like ancestral patterns healing, like everyone has that. We all have a certain pattern that we can see in our family lines, and people might say that's like nature versus nurture kind of theory, and that's very true. I'm going to throw some psychology in there. I can agree to that in some extent, but I also feel like it's deeper than that. It's a pattern, an ancestral thing. It's like a chain of events that keeps going and going because someone has to break the cycle. And whatever that means to you, because we're all different. We all have our traumas. We all have that same thing. Like I know what mine is. I know what my pattern is. And I tried to break that. And, it's a lifetime process. It's a lifetime of healing. It's a lifetime of like growing. And as a human being, that's what we're here for, right? And I think as Geminis right now, you guys kind of like see that. And there's a sense that a lot of you guys have been working through that, especially in the past few months and or years, because it does feel like some of you guys maybe even have done therapy, and just kind of see the patterns and worked on those things. And because of that energetic shift, not even energetic shift, but at the fact that you're putting that energy out of healing and growing as a human, as what our job is on this planet, you're aligning yourself for what it is you want in the future. That being said, I think there's a lot of things, and I'm going like through intuition now, not what the card is saying. I'm getting a sense that a lot of Geminis right now, there's an image of what you want, but you know that the road that you're on right now is not going to give you that. And I think it's because I feel that everyone's kind of, or most of you are in a state of, and it's not people pleasing. This is so hard because I have the feeling of what it is, and like mumbles and jumbles of words, but not put together. So I'm just going to express this, and hopefully this kind of like fits somewhere. I'm getting a sense like you guys aren't really people pleasers. You know when to say no, but you also don't know when to say no. And it's not because you feel bad or you feel like you should. I hate the word should. I feel like should, that's like a psychology thing. Like should never be in your vocabulary. Um, like if you've ever taken any therapy sessions, you would know that. That's a lot. A lot of like trying to rewrite that out of your sentences. But I'm getting like you feel like when you do things for people, it's only because, how do I put this? Like you're always surrounded. So like for example, like say like you have a big family and you keep saying yes, yes, yes to everything for your family, but you do it because you feel like, well, I'm around people. And there's some kind of pattern around that, like trying to break that kind of pattern, break the chain. Yeah, so that makes sense. Um, and I feel like there's a lot of like doing things for people. And so the direction that you're headed in, you're not focused on your image of the future. It's because everyone else is kind of coming in between that. Your focus is shifting and you're like aligning your energy into something different. It's not anything different bad, but you're just like, why am I not getting this? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like I'm having a hard time explaining this. And I need to get this through because your guides are telling me this. Like I want to pull more cards, but like I know that this message is super important. So it's not people pleasing, but it feels like you feel complete doing this and doing things. So it doesn't have to be like family. It could be friends, it could be coworkers, it could be situational things where you just put yourself out there because you don't want to be in your own bubble. And I don't know if it's because you don't like being alone or you just don't know how to be alone or you don't know how to sit still because I have a problem with sitting still. I always have to do something. But I feel like, well, I do take time for myself, but like the time that you take for yourself is like calendar, a check mark. Like I see I was here at this time, I drank coffee and I'm done here and now I go, go, go. Like there's no like I drink coffee and I'll get up when I feel like I want to get up. Like there is never a time like that. So that's super important and I feel like that is somehow affecting your future. And so when it comes to, and maybe that's the trauma, maybe that's the ancestral pattern, maybe that's something that you guys are realizing. I don't know. There's could be more things along the line of ancestral healing, right? But rewriting the future. So you know what your future is right now, where it stands, and you want this. And I see for July, like you're kind of understanding and seeing this and like going towards the future that you want. Again, for me, it feels like as a collective or a group of people, there's a door that's opening and you're given the option to like kind of shift where you're standing, if that makes sense. Yep. So we have the Two of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just pretty much exactly what I just kind of reiterated or said. And I'm just going to reiterate it now. Let's just use proper English here. So the Two of Swords, I feel like you are always kind of stuck, like you feel stuck. I feel like you have to do certain things. I feel like with the Five of Swords, the energy that I'm getting is like nobody's winning at the end, like because you're putting in so much effort for other people, you're not winning out of this, and like other people aren't, like you are, okay, this might, tell me if this resonates in the comments or anything like that. I feel like you take on other people's problems as well. I feel like people come to you, they feel comfortable enough to share some things and you feel like you need to help them in that way, and that's their lesson that they need to learn, and no one really should be helping them except for themselves. Like it's good to be like a shoulder to lean on, but you literally physically hold their hand and do it for them, not just hold their hand, like literally just do things for them. And like for you, like that kind of gives you something selfishly, like maybe you feel good about it, maybe you feel pride in what you're doing, or it gives you that boost of self-esteem for whatever reason. And it's not good or bad, but it's also not helping the other person. And I think, or the situation. And I think that's getting in your way because now it's like you're hyper focused on that. And that's where your future is leading you, not to what you want. And so, like, nobody's winning at the end. And I feel like this is also draining you. This is like not benefiting you in any way, shape, or form. And a lot of the energy is very negative, whether you feel like it is or isn't. And I feel like you're like you know that there's options, like, you know that you can say no, you can walk away or do things differently, but, like, you're covering your eyes, like, that's what the Two of Swords, it's like you're blinding yourself from that, you're just trying to avoid, like, seeing the truth, and that's the problem is you're avoiding seeing the truth. And the Queen of Swords, like, that's anytime I see a single sword, it's the truth of, the sword of truth. And I feel like you're just not like you know all this, like you know this, like you know you shouldn't be helping people. You should hate the word should, but that's the thing. Like, you know that there are things that you can say no to and not do, and that there are things that people need to do on their own, and that you have to take some time for yourself because you're depleted. And I just don't see that happening. And I think a lot of you guys have an ancestral trauma around that. Maybe it's not even ancestral, maybe it's just this lifetime, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be like a family to family, like you grew up this way or whatever. But I think that there is something, and it could be a trauma from your childhood, past experiences, whatever you've gone through, but where you will take the shirt off of you and give it to somebody else and take care of them before, like, and you suffer in return while this other person is okay. And as beautiful as that sounds, and I don't want you to feel like this is a selfish thing, but you have to take care of yourself. Like, in order for you to have your future, like, this is your timeline, not anybody else's. And right now you are merging into somebody else's timeline. That's what it is. And you're not finding yours. You're not going to yours. And it's like, if we kind of like have a perspective of like, hey, I only have one life to live and I'm nowhere near what I want out of this lifetime, I think it's time to really reassess and be like, look, like everyone else will do fine. They have their lifelines, what they want out of it, and they can kind of accomplish it on their own without me. And it's good to be the friend or a family member that like is, there for comfort, but not to do things. I think that's the issue. And I think it's also like friends do this and coworkers do this. There's something about that. And I think July is time to like rewrite that. And I think I see a lot of you guys kind of realizing and trying to walk through that door. Oh, no, sorry. I don't feel that was right. I don't even know what it was, but it just didn't feel right. Okay. Yeah. So Parrot Spirit. Oh, this is a really pretty card. I love the colors. Watch your words. I'm wondering if you can... Is this coming up? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I think a part of this has to do with, people pleasing. I don't want to say people pleasing because it doesn't seem like it. Saying yes, saying no, how you say yes, how you say no. I think there's ways that I feel like you might, this is going to be funny. You might be in a position where someone asks you to help them, right? For example, and you say no, but it still sounds like yes because you're just so hesitant. Let's just pull some cards here. Yeah, that's funny. So we have the 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, all Wands, and Queen of Wands in reverse. So all Wands here. So it just feels like something that should be happy, and like the energy around these cards, not reading the cards, but because I see Wands, like that's fire energy. That's like, and you guys are air signs, right? So fire is just like, I don't know, not really compatible, or not compatible, that's not the word, but like y'all just don't, go like hand in hand. I guess compatible is the same thing, but that's not what I meant. I guess not like relationship wise, if you know what I mean. It just like feels like very like anti, like you're not making any movement towards something, right? Like that's what it feels like. And This is situational, not like relationships. But situationally, like, yeah, like it's just like a fire. There's just like something that should be passion is just like not giving me that. Like it feels like as a wind sign, you're blowing out the fire. Like, do you see what I'm trying to say now? Like it feels like something that's supposed to be happy, exciting, passionate. It's just not there. And why I'm saying that now that we're looking at the cards, we have the 10 of Wands and 9 of Wands. And it just feels very burnt out. It feels like you're putting all this work in, you're doing all this heavy lifting, again, for other people. You feel like it's a burden. I think like you feel burdened. I feel like you feel obligated, but for reasons that don't make any sense. And I think it's all in your head at the moment. And then the Queen of Wands in reverse is just showing me like the lack of passion for any of this stuff and the lack of passion to keep moving forward and the lack of passion for like you're not manifesting. So the Queen of Wands is the Witch of the tarot deck. So this is someone that's able to really grasp like the magic around her. And this is masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. And this is someone that is very grounding and very wise and nurturing. And it's just like the opposite. When I see this in reverse, it's like the opposite. Like you're not manifesting that future. Like that's where you are right now. You are not in the direction of what you've envisioned. And that can, for all of us, that's something different. And with the fact that like we're not able, watch your words, like you can't say yes to everything. And I wish like I pulled a different deck out so that there's one deck that I can imagine the cards come out that says just say no, because I can see it right now in like my mind's eye that card was meant for you in this reading. I do get a sense again, like this is like, if you're not feeling it, this is like your time to rewrite your future. Like this is it. So let's go ahead, see what else our guides have to say. Yeah, shadow, healer guides. And that's part of the shadow work. Like, I think a lot of this right now, in order for you to, and that's what you guys are saying, in order for you to be able to rewrite your future, you have to do the work. Like I said, I feel like a lot of you guys have already started doing the work. I feel like a lot of you guys are starting to align, but you're not 100% there. There's something like deeper that has happened that is just making you kind of like stuck right now. They're stuck into like feeling obligated, stuck in feeling like you have to do X, Y, and Z. I mean, like, I feel like there's a part of you on the inside that you try not to really look at. And so maybe in July, that is your calling right now in order to move past that door and get through that threshold, is just to look deep within. Oh, that's right. That's interesting because that was that was Empress. Never mind. I thought it was the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So in this, the second you do that work, right? The second you do this work, the 2 of Wands is here, the 9 of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles. It's not going to be an easy road, right? Like the 9 of Wands is showing here, it's going to be hard. And the reason why it's not like going to be hard, like nothing's easy, right? It's not going to be hard like you're just going to hate your life. But you are going to put in the work for yourself. You can see that the guy is kind of tired and exhausted, but 9 is nearing completion. 9 is like you're almost there, like like the threshold is right there, you know what I'm saying? And then the 2 of Wands, and again, Wands coming up here, I feel better about this set of Wands, because I feel like it's uplifting instead of being like a negative. I feel like the passion is there, the fire is there. I see, it's like the difficulty is having to have to say no, because I feel like the fear, there's also maybe like a fear around having to have to tell somebody not to, like you don't want to do that, like you're taking care of you. I think there's that energy. And it can even be like a relationship and partner stuff, right? So just place that where it makes sense, because I think there's almost a sense of people like actually taking advantage of you and like your kindness, but you're okay with it because it's like, oh, people are around me. I don't know why I'm getting that thought. Maybe that resonates. And if it does, definitely leave a comment. But I'm seeing like, okay, the minute you put your foot down, again, you're rewriting the future. This in July, I see you guys like a collective, a group of people kind of rewriting your like narrative right now and becoming a new, completely new person because of this. And I'm seeing like you actually, if you are able to put your foot down, I see the world opening up, two wands, right? The road in the middle, balance. I see you having a choice. I see that it's like the choice, like this is the world in the palm of this person's hand, right? And that's what I see for you. And that's what that door is. It's like what you're manifesting. That world is like what you're manifesting. What is your future? Again, you're rewriting the future. This card, the first card we came out with. You're rewriting the future. And with the world being here, that is what you're manifesting. And that is the door that I'm seeing. And I told you in the beginning, I'm seeing that door. That is the door. And you will have an option. You have a fork in a road to go through it. And I really, truly believe, again, you all have free will. You do whatever you want. But I feel like you guys are almost ready because you just want that so bad. And it's just a matter of doing one small thing. And it starts with the one small thing, and then put your foot in front of the other and keep doing it until like you become that new person. Because then I see you basking in abundance, okay? I see you like, 9 nearing completion, right? You put in the work and now you're like, look at me. This is like the wealth that I brought for myself, not for anyone else to share. And it doesn't mean like wealth as in material things. It could be like your time, your energy, your happiness. Like this is for you. Like this is your future. And I think that's a hard thing to understand. I think you guys are in a place of like you already are building your future, but you haven't used a cent of it or like a hint of it, if that makes sense. You've put in like all this time, like you worked hard to put yourself in a position where you can make, you can go travel or you can buy a house or you can buy a car. Like you put all this time and effort, but you're not able to do the things you do because you're saying yes to everything else. And like your future is theirs, not yours. So I think that's a really good takeaway and a really good lesson for this month. Let's just get a little bit of advice or last tidbits from your guides. I think they really gave you really good advice in the last set of cards here, but I just want to just make sure that there's nothing else that they want to say. And this is beautiful. Actually, this is a really beautiful takeaway for ending this reading. So we have peace, compassion, change, possibilities, courage, and commitment. So there's change coming. Change has to happen. These are really, really pretty cards. I like this deck. So change has to happen. But what that change leads to, like possibilities, peace. I mean, I feel like if you do things in a way that's compassionate and kind and caring, like people are going to understand. I don't think that they're going to really hold anything against you because, again, this is your life. And if they do, goodbye. Like, they're just coworkers. You don't have to be friends with them. They're just friends. Like, you can make new ones. Like, you have to start aligning with people that make sense to you in your next chapter, in your next journey. Like, who you are around with right now, serve their purpose. And if they want to come along with your journey and grow with you, then that's beautiful. But if they don't want to come and grow with you, then that's it. Like they serve their purpose when it was needed. And if they can't understand where you're coming from, that's just really weird to me. Like and I'm in a phase in my life where I've let go a lot of people. I appreciate what they've done to me, for me, in the past because they helped me get to where I am. But if they're not willing to grow with me in the direction that I'm headed, like I don't need that in my life. There's some kind of negativity around people that don't grow because they're like, if you're evolving, like, and they're not, then there's just a mismatch. So just keep that in mind. I think that's beautiful. And courage and commitment. Like, I think like your guides are almost seeing you and like, it's going to take courage to say no. There's strength. I wish the strength card came out in this because this was such a beautiful reading. I just think like if you can kind of guide yourself to this direction of like taking ownership of you and your life, like your ability to go through that door and get the future that you want is like right there. It's like very possible. It's like in arm's reach. So if this message had resonated, definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss another one of these. And thank you guys for coming back. I'll see you guys later. Bye.